A lot of people have been asking me how to invest in real estate with a partner, so we're going to talk about that today. I'm Mitch Stephen, and I've had dozens of partners. More importantly, most of my partner relationships have lasted for decades. That means I'm doing something right, and that my partners have been good partners. I took some time to review how did I find these partners and why was I with them for so long. I also looked at some of the partnerships that failed or didn't last long. There's not many of them, but there was a common thread that ran through those as well. So I started to put together a formula to help you decide on a partner, what kind of partner, and how deep to go with that partner, and when to do it. So today I'm going to share with you a little bit of what I've learned over all those years and all those experiences. I think one of the most obvious things when I look back at my own personal partnership relationships is that the person I picked was very different from me. They had skills and expertise in the areas that I lacked the most. I didn't know that I was doing that on purpose at first, but it seems to be a trend, and it makes perfect sense, because why would you want to have a partner who was exactly like you and only knew how to do what you know how to do? Then you would both have big holes in your business. I think we need to pick partners to fill the holes that we have. So if I'm not good at documentation and legal documents and collections and accounting and bookkeeping and CPA kind of stuff, maybe the person that needs to be the partner with me needs to be good at that kind of stuff. So know what you're good at, what you want to do, and when you look at your partner, make sure they're good at the things that you don't know how to do or you don't like to do. And that's probably the very first, most obvious thing to look for when you're looking for a partner. I didn't always do this, but if I had my life to do over again, I would do it going forward. I would ask for the financials and the Social Security and the right to pull credit history and background on anybody that I was fixing to form a corporation with and go in deep. Because when you form these business relationships, it gets into everything. Essentially, tie up your whole life, and your whole life can be affected by them. How I came to this conclusion was several times in my career when I wanted to partner up with someone, because I had this image of this person as being very successful in having all this money and being able to do all these different kind of things because of their financial resources or their financial legs. And come to find out 2 or 3 years into the partnership, when we all had to produce financials for one thing or another, that I was like 3 times stronger than these people and that I never really needed them for anything. What I thought I was getting from this partnership or from their side of the partnership wasn't what I got, because they were never there. They carried themselves well, they spoke well, they seemed very, very successful. But at the end of the day, I was far more successful than them, and I didn't need them for the reasons that I was choosing them, because they didn't possess those qualities. I just assumed that they were successful. I assumed that they were financially strong. I assumed that they were worth more than me by a lot, and it just wasn't the case. So in retrospect, if and when I'm ever going to go into another deep relationship with a partner, which means forming an LLC, everything we do in that realm goes in that pot. I mean, we both need to volunteer our financials and our socials, and so that there can be credit checks and histories done, just to make sure that the person that we think we're about to partner up with is who we think they are. It's a little hard sometimes because it could be personal, but at the end of the day, if someone doesn't want to show you their financials or doesn't want to let you pull credit on them, then maybe you shouldn't be their partner. Some of the best advice I can give is start out slow. We're lucky that in the industry we're in, we can choose to partner with a person on one house, a fix and flip. It goes in, it goes out, it goes well. We learn to work with each other. We suffer through a rehab together. We suffer through a long, arduous sales process together. Whatever it is, and you do one deal at a time. If it's not fun, then don't do another deal with that person. If it is fun, go ahead and do another one. But kind of do one deal at a time, or have one deal working, maybe 2, but don't have so many that you can't get out of them. One of the great things about real estate is, if you don't want to partner with a person again, just don't buy another house with them and liquidate the houses you have with them and get out of it. That's easy to do if you just have 1 or 2 houses. It's not so easy to do if you have 200 houses. So go slow and partner one deal at a time for a long time. It's kind of like a little courtship, Take your time, do a few deals, and then move up the ladder if everything's going well. Another little important tidbit that I'd like you to be aware of and think about is, everybody's a good partner in the good times. When the deals are making money, everybody's a good partner. You don't really find out who your partner is until there's some adversity. Adversity brings out the worst in people, and we want to know, how bad can it get? When we went through the 2008 recession, I had 3 or 4 partners. All of my partners stayed. All of my partners wrote checks when it was time to write checks. None of them ran. None of them refused to pay their fair share of the loss or the problem. And that's when I learned for sure that I had 4 very good partners. And they also learned the same about me. I wrote my checks. I didn't run. I stayed. I hung in. It was tough. It would have been easy to quit and walk away, but I didn't. Today, we're still partners. Some of them 15 years, some of them 20 years, some of them a little over 24 years, one of them. When you have a good partner, stay with them. Stay with them as long as you can. One of the observations I have about partnerships that broke up, it was because we weren't all in together. The partnerships that didn't last, he was going to do some of the deals on his own. I was going to do some of my deals on their own. And sometimes we would partner in the middle and we'd do deals together. Those were the relationships that didn't last. Because what happened was, when he found a cherry of a deal, he kept it for himself. When I was finding a cherry of a deal, I kept it for myself because I noticed he was keeping his. And then the only deals that got put into the partnership where we were both partners were the mediocre deals. So that didn't make any sense. Those companies ran out of steam really fast. The partnerships that have lasted the longest is where we said, look, we're going to do this business. We're in the loan business. If I ever make a loan, it's with you. If you ever make a loan, it's with me. We're doing loans together. If either one of us sees somebody that we want to loan money to it, we're doing it together. There's not me doing loans with people and you doing loans with people and then our company doing loans with people. It's just if there's a loan to be made, we're doing it together. Those are the companies have been since 2005. So I've been in the hard money loan business with my partner since 2005. Well over 15 years. Okay? The house business, the same thing. When I went into the house business with my current partner, there was no he can do deals on the side or I can do deals on the side. If there was a house to be a deal done on it, it was done by us in that company, period. There was no other way to do that deal. That one's lasted 8 years and it's probably my youngest partner relationship. Another partnership that went for 8 years, but then broke up when we started doing different things on our own. That one lasted 12 years. We bought many, many, many houses together. But as soon as we started having self-interest in other things, that's when the partnership broke up. Now it's important to note that hopefully we never burn any bridges when partnerships break up. I mean, if someone's stealing from you or it's hard to not burn that bridge. But in most cases, when the partnerships weren't working, there wasn't a fight, there wasn't an argument. We simply took all the assets or all the houses. One person divided that spreadsheet into pile A and pile B. And then the other partner got to pick which pile they wanted. And of course, the other partner got the pile that was left. So that's one way to break up a partnership, is to just put all the properties into 2 piles. One partner has to divide the properties into 2 piles. And he better do it even, because the other partner has the opportunity to pick which pile they want. And then they split. And that's how I've divided 2 companies in my life. It was just like that. It works fine. We're still great friends. We just had other things we wanted to do. Having partners, good partners, has been one of the blessings in my life. A great partner can change everything. He's the kind of person I was in the house business 20 years ago. Full of piss and vinegar, ready to go, anxious to make the new deal. I'm in my 60s now. If I do another house deal, I've done so many, I don't really care. But what I'm good at is raising private money. I have a super reputation for over 24 years of borrowing money from people and paying it back. So I have this surplus reputation and this surplus pile of private lenders that if I quit, it's just going to go to waste. I found a great partner that still wants to make deals and is going out to make his mark in the world, and we were a perfect combination. Not only that, but he is the same kind of person off the field as I would like to be off the field, and we make a very good team. That team is taking me now into probably a time when I've chosen to retire and slow down financial growth, and just try to maintain. Because I have the right partner, I am continuing to grow even in my retirement years, because I was able to take some of the legacy things that I had built while I was very active, and I was able to hand them to him as he needs it, and we can both grow at a different pace. Him growing to create his future, and me growing to maintain a future where I can be more relaxed. Today, I'd like to offer you a chance to listen to one of our group coaching calls. It's about an hour and 45 minutes long. We have a group coaching call on the same day of the week every week, about 40 weeks out of the year. And this recording is a true representation of what goes on during those calls. So check it out. Go to the link below right here and listen to that call. Let us know if you're interested. And if you want to do me a real favor, hit that like button 4 or 5 times. Thank you.